Hello, I'm Matty Big Daddy, and you've made your way back to the Whiskey Corner. I'm so happy you're here. In fact, you belong here. That was very Fred Rogers. I'd love to be the Fred Rogers of whiskey. I'll make that a goal. You're joining me today for the most celebrated cocktail in New Orleans, Louisiana. That's where they keep New Orleans, or Nolans, or NOLA. It is almost a 200-year-old cocktail. It is the Sazerac. The Sazerac was originally made with cognac. In fact, the name brand of the cognac was Sazerac Cognac. And there was other ingredients like absinthe. This is the real deal. It is no longer illegal. There was a time when absinthe was illegal. My two buddies that have been wanting to try the Sazerac and asking me to make this video after talking about it in my first video are getting atomizers with my Lucid Absinthe. Nice bottle, guys, and a great product. Pichon's Bitters, and then we're going to make it with the Cooper's Craft. Now, not tooting my own horn, but I did know that this had some rye. I could taste that licorice note that I get with ryes, and that barrel char that they have, and the heat of the 100 proof immediately sent my palate on the way to, hey man, let's make a Sazerac with that. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's talk a little bit about the Sazerac. The Sazerac is usually made with a rye. This is a Sazerac rye. It is a Buffalo Trace product. The mash bill on this is 51% rye, 39% corn, 10% malted barley. The mash bill here is an Old Forester, from what I can tell, who is owned by Brown-Forman, also Cooper's Craft, Woodford Reserve, and Jack Daniels. They have an Old Forester recipe of 72% corn, 18% rye, 10% malted barley. So you can see how I made the leap here. The Sazerac in the early to mid 1800s was created by Antoine Amédée Pichon, who created Pichon's Bitter. He was a pharmacist owner in the French Quarter. And I'm sure that bitters with seltzer and all that stuff was used medicinally for tummy aches and whatnot. And then those ingredients came together to create a magnificent cocktail that has some licorice notes to it, and a beautiful color. And it has survived it is one of the oldest trademark cocktails. In the 1860s, cognac, there was a blight on all of the grapevines in France from a insect called phylloxera. And that phylloxera, it eats the roots and it just wipes out, completely devastating grape crops. And you can't distill grapes and create cognac if you don't have any grapes. Now everybody in New Orleans is having a good old time, and they wanted their Sazeracs. And so the savvy bartenders had to say, hey man, we have plenty of this American whiskey, a rye whiskey, which has a little heat, and I think it would go great with that. So they, thankfully, and I don't know who did it, but that's eventually in the early 1900s became the recipe, and it has survived all this time. We are going to make our Sazerac with some Cooper's Craft, and it's going to be delightful. We need 2 chilled glasses. 1, 2, okay? One is going to have some absinthe. Now you could use a fancy atomizer, which these are being gifted to 2 of my buddies at work. You can squirt it like that, but being Matty Big Daddy, I like a little rim pour. Now that might be a little heavy-handed, however, I am gonna just coat that glass with the real deal absinthe. Woo, exciting. I'm gonna pour a little bit of that excess out. That's gonna wait. Now, I'm going to take a sugar cube. I'm gonna plop that in my chilled glass, and I'm going to take 4 to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 dashes of Pichon's Bitters, and I'm going to muddle it with my black bar spoon here. Let's get that sugar. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, it's hitting me with that licorice note and that beautiful color. Now, We want a little bit of that granular sugar in the bottom there, because that's going to pour in a minute. Now we're going to take 2 ounces of your rye. However, today I'm going to make it with this Cooper's Craft. 2 ounces right on top. Boop. Take our ice. And I don't know how it got to this, but it's about 30. They want you to stir this 30 times. I don't know how they came up with that number, but it's about 30 times. Like 29 and 30. There we go. We're going to strain this into our absinthe washed glass. And then we want those sugars to fall in from our strainer. Then we take a lemon peel, a nice, oh yeah, nice piece of lemon peel. And we're going to release those oils over the glass. And we're going to wash the glass with it. We're going to curl it up. And then when you're serving it, you're going to balance that lemon peel like so. I like to plop it in. Let's give it a try. Look at that pretty color, guys. This is a Sazerac. Oh, wow. Nice. Licoricey, sweet, cherry notes. As your face gets close to the glass, you're getting that lemon peel. But it is a delight. There's a reason why it survived 200 years. Give it a try. Make one. If you don't want to use real absinthe, you can use a product called Herb Saint. But a little absinthe isn't going to hurt you. You're not going to cut your ear off. Would the Fred Rogers of whiskey tell you to do something illegal? No, he wouldn't. The Cooper's Craft Sazerac is a delight. It is wonderful. I'm glad we made the leap. You can certainly use any rye whiskey you wish. The point is to get in there and make yourself a cocktail because you deserve it. Hey, we're going to see you again. I've got a cool video coming up. I need you to like and subscribe. I have to ask if you would. Boop, boop. Do that. And let's get that comment section going, guys. I mean, I'm not going to police you. Let's get a wild comment scene going, okay? I would enjoy that. All right. I am Matty Big Daddy. This is the Whiskey Corner. I am not from the shores of Ireland, and I'm MattyBigDaddy. I am also not a pimp from Oakland, so I'm not MattyMacDaddy. There's a lot of different names getting thrown, but it is MattyBigDaddy, the Fred Rogers of whiskey. And I thank you for joining me. See you again on the next one, guys. MattyBigDaddy out.